Hello, everyone. My name is Katie Cleary, and I am a program manager here at Magic. I'm very excited because today with me I have one of our lovely mentee mentor pairs from the girls' middle school here to talk about their experience during the 2024-2025 Magic session. And so before we jump into questions, I'd just love for them to introduce themselves. So, Aviana, if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Aviana and I'm an eighth grader at the girls' middle school.
Wonderful. And then Lou.
Hi everyone, my name is Lou. I'm a software engineer at Google.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me. If Aviana, you could just tell us a little bit about your project and what made you choose that as your focus for this session.
Yeah. So my project is an AI coral identifier. So it's basically like a model that'll classify the types of coral from an image. And I chose this project because I care deeply about corals and like climate change in general. Like for my 10th birthday, I had my friends donate to a coral organization instead of giving presents. So I just, yeah, have like a special place for coral.
Wonderful. So it sounds like you tied in something you were already interested in with something that you wanted to learn more about. So was there something in particular that made you lean towards using AI in your project?
Yeah, I thought it would just be like something really cool to learn, because
Hmm.
you see like, I don't know, ChatGPT and stuff, but I think it's just interesting to know how that stuff works.
Yeah, could you give us just a quick synopsis of maybe for people who aren't as familiar with AI, um, besides ChatGPT, what other things people might use it for?
Like my AI or just AI in general?
Yeah, AI in general.
Yeah. So there's like lots of different stuff, but I think one of
Mhm.
the big things is like there's like Gen AI, and then there's
Mhm.
like machine learning that'll take data and it'll like learn from
Mhm.
it, and then generational AI is going to generate something new. So I think those are the two main types.
Okay, that's great. So, um, is from those two, is your project focused in one over the other?
Yeah, mine is a machine learning model.
Great. And um, did your project at all go in a direction that you didn't expect at the start?
Yeah, so at the start, I wanted to partner with a nonprofit organization so that I could
Mhm.
like use my model in real life and make like an impact. But I contacted several core like organizations, but I wasn't able to get a partnership with them. So instead, I just went with identifying coral types. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's wonderful. That's still such important research. And so, even though you had to take a different path, I am glad that your project, headed in the direction that it did. So, Lou, can you tell us a bit about what it was like to work with Aviana?
Yeah, so the first time I met Aviana, I gathered she is really, really passionate about social changes, and one of them being climate change, and that is why we kind of like brainstormed a lot of social impact challenges, such as like wildfire in California or like flood. And then one of the things we narrowed down was this saving corals mission. And
Hmm.
one of the first steps of saving coral is being able to identify what are some of the rare corals that we need to save or that are endangered today. Yeah, so it has been great working with Aviana. Aviana is like such a talented student who I'm just amazed at her ability of ramping up so quickly on Python and machine learning concepts.
Hmm. So it sounds to me like, most people, when they think of a program like this, they think of what the mentee learns from the mentor. But it sounds like to me you learned quite a bit from your mentee. Could you share maybe something that you learned from whether it was the project itself or just working with Aviana?
One thing I really learned was using technology to drive social impact is really, really important. There's so many social challenges out there. My main day-to-day work involves basically, developing AI model for solving health challenges.
Mhm.
But it kind of opens my eye into, well, there's so many other challenges that we could potentially use technology to solve. And then we should really inspire the next generation to start thinking about those because those are really important. I think that's one of them. And the other is, I usually assume AI and machine learning, those are like college level material that is typically hard for students to grasp at this young age. But I was actually amazed at, Aviana's ability to grasp those so quickly.
Yeah, I'm continually inspired by the mentees and not only what they're interested in, but really what these deep dive projects allow them to work on and truly learn in such a short span of time. So, Aviana, having taken this 10 to 12 weeks, kind of deep dive this one project, um, how do you foresee yourself taking the things that you've learned, whether it's in the next few years or perhaps a career path?
Yeah, I think just overall in general, one of the things I learned from this was like grit because
Hmm.
AI just involves so much trial and error, like writing code and testing it out. So I feel like
Hmm.
grit is like a really important part, and I got to like develop that. Because yeah, there involved a lot of frustration and like setbacks, but then also just keep going through them. So I think that's definitely one thing.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great lesson for life, is that just lots of trial and error. And, um, I think that that's something that you're learning already as an eighth grader it'll carry you very far. One last question for you. Uh, um, if in the next few months, whether it's a friend of yours that's maybe a year or two younger than you at GMS or a new student, they are considering applying to Magic, but they're not quite sure. What is something that you would tell them about your experience that would encourage them to apply?
I would say that I learned so much and got to like develop like a relationship with my mentor, and that was cool getting to know Lou.
Mhm.
So I think that. Um, yeah, I think it's just overall been a really fun experience and kind of eye-opening to how like a career in STEM would kind of look. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And then Lou, similar question to you. If a coworker or just a potential magic mentor wants to apply, but they're not quite sure that they have the time to dedicate or what they could contribute to the program, what is something that you would tell them to encourage them to apply?
I think that there are just a lot of things. Well, first of all, it has been just so fun watching, Aviana grow both technically and also, a lot of her social skills. I mean, soft skills. So
Hmm.
that has been really fun and inspiring to watch. And then, being part of the kind of like the woman mentors who serve as a role model for younger women to get into the STEM field and get a firsthand experience on what STEM can really do to drive social impact. I think that has been inspiring to me, and I'm sure that will be inspiring to a lot of my colleagues.
Wonderful. And, that's really what magic is all about. It's about connecting women in the STEM fields with young women who are interested or, and want to learn more and just, helping each other learn and grow in new ways. And so I'm so happy to hear that you both have had that experience. And again, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. Congratulations on an amazing session, project, and presentation. You should both be very proud of yourselves.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah, Avianna, it has been really great working with you. I was just about to send the heart emoji in the chat, but I didn't figure out how to do that in Zoom. But it was really great, really great working with you.